Hey guys, this is Greg at dogsanddoubles.com, on Insta at dogsandoubles. And I'm up at Poulin Auctions in Skowhegan, Maine, and I'm looking at some of the great doubles they have coming up in their spring 2019 sale, which kicks off on March 30th. So stay tuned, we're gonna go through these guns, and we're gonna show you why you're gonna wanna check out poulinauctions.com and put some bids in. Hey guys, Greg here, Dogs and Doubles. So today I'm up at Poulin Auctions, and we're shooting some videos of the great guns they have coming up in their March, April, spring sale. And you know, one of the reasons I love coming up here is not only do they have tons of guns, they have all sorts of guns. And they have everything from double rifles to strange stuff like 2-inch box locks and dueling pistols to what we're gonna show you right here. And this is a modern gun. It's a very special gun. There aren't many of these in the world, and it's probably one of, maybe the nicest shotgun they have in this sale. And what it is, this is a Holloway and Naughton, and it's their version of a Purdy. So it's a Holloway and Naughton shotgun, but it's built on a Beasley action, Beasley self-opening action. And that's the same action that Purdy side-by-sides are built on and have been built on since, I think, 1880. Holloway and Naughton, it's kind of an interesting company. What this represents, this company is a good example of sort of the trend you're seeing in British gun makers, or you've been seeing for the last 20 years. So Holloway and Naughton was a gun maker, it was around, I want to say around 1905, 1906, in London, I think. They were a well-known maker around for decades. They sort of made good middle quality, middle upper quality guns. Very established firm, very reputable. And like a lot of those companies, they eventually went out of business. There was in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, gun makers in England had a lot of problems, a lot of financial difficulties. Demand for a lot of these guns fell off, and a lot of these companies sort of dwindled and just fell away. Starting in the 90s, what happened is people who are interested in fine guns, the names of these companies like Holloway and Naughton, these names were still out there and people still knew them. The names had a good, what we call brand recognition. So what guys did is they bought up these names and they started new companies building guns of various styles guns under these old makers' names. And Holloway and Naughton, this was, I guess you would call it, revived. I think it was about 1996. And they immediately set out making over and unders and side-by-sides. These guns were built by what you'd call in the trade. So that means Holloway and Naughton, the gentleman that owned this company, you would get an order for a side-by-side, and he would go out and he would find the best people in England to build it. So it's a really unique way for someone to get a very specialized gun that's made by the finest craftsmen that were available at that time, which is a little different like a Purdy. If you go to a Purdy or something like that, they have an in-house team of people. Those guys are going to build the gun. Same thing with Holland, same thing with Boss. But these smaller boutique makers, like I said, they go out to these trade workers. They find guys who are the absolute best barrel maker, the best actioner, the best stocker, and they have those guys build a gun. So it's really, you can get the best designs and the best people. And when you look at this gun, you see what that means. I have my you see I have my white gloves on. This is, like I said, this is a really special gun, and I want to make sure I don't mar it up or ding it at all. You can see this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous gun. It's a heavy 12. I wouldn't be surprised it weighed about 7.5 pounds. You see it has what's called side clips, and those are typically found on heavy guns that were made to shoot 2 3/4 inch or 3-inch shells. This gun has beautiful straight gripped Circassian walnut stock, great checkering, and as you can tell, it's just beautiful all over. The proportions of it are excellent. The stock work on it is superb. Everything's really well shaped. The checkering's beautifully cut, really nice drop points. And the action itself, this is the classic Beasley action, which is just the proportions of it. It's just really handsome to look at. Just sort of it's just classic. Especially the fences on this one up in here, these like a little more pronounced than you may see on a Purdy. Just kind of a nice detail, looks a little more like a Boss. And then right here, you see these right here. And this is pretty much what makes a Beasley action a Beasley. So they're self-openers. And what that means is when you pull the lever on these guns, when the barrels are on it, the gun pops open on its own. And the way that happens is right here. There are these two little cams, and when the barrels are on and the barrels are closed, these cams push down. And when you pull the lever, these cams push against the barrels and pop it open. And that's what Purdy's are famous for doing. And whoever had this gun made for them wanted a Purdy-style gun made by the finest craftsmen in the UK. And that's why you went to Holloway and Naughton and had this one built. And all over you can just see beautiful details, gorgeous engraving. Everything's just beautifully done. The polishing on all the metalwork's great. It has disc set strikers on it, which I don't believe you see on Purdy's. More of a Holland feature, but that's just something that makes this gun a little unique and different. Like I said, it's just beautifully done all over. Take a look at the barrels. It's a 2-barrel set, as you can see. Looks like a 28-inch and 30-inch barrels. It's got one fore-end, fits on both sets of barrels, which is a pain in the butt for gun makers to do. And again, everything fore-end tip, the little iron there is really well done. The checkering's beautiful. The blacking on the barrels is really nice. Just a fantastic gun all around. Basically brand new. I hate to think what this thing cost the person who originally bought it, maybe $100,000. I don't know what the estimate is on this for the sale today, or the sale coming up at the end of March, but I'm sure it's a lot lower than that, and whoever gets it will get themselves a hell of a deal. You see, it even has these original tools. I think these are ivory-handled tools. It's got an extra set of firing pins in it. Both sets of barrels. These are both 2 3/4-inch barrels. It's a little heavy, great for all-around shooting today. Looks like a nice setup for game shooting. You can also shoot some sporting clays with it. When I first got into guns, I had a Fox, and then I saw something like this, and my whole world changed. It's just a beautiful gun, and if you were to pick it up today or even see it, the problem you might have is your world might change too, and you're going to spend the rest of your time trying to figure out a way to afford something this nice. Like I said, it's coming up, PoulinAuctions.com. Go there. You can find out more about it.